Let's talk about the R word, recession. Over the last couple of years, there has been a lot of speculation and chatter about a possible economic recession. When will it hit? Will it be mild and shallow, or will it be deep, long, and painful? Will there even be a recession? Maybe we're already in one. The day I did this spread, which was September the 27th, 2023, the S&P was painfully enduring a brutal September and was down almost 5% on the month. The Nasdaq and the Dow Jones were both suffering even larger losses. Market sentiment was fearful. Oil was rallying, continuing its upward climb towards $100 a barrel. Bond yields were the highest since 2007. Mortgage rates the highest in 20 years. The yield curve had never been more inverted, and interest rates were the highest they've been since before the great financial crises. Yet, in spite of all this, nobody knows for sure if a major and devastating recession is about to descend upon us. So, for this video, we asked the tarot, what do the cards have to say about the possibility of a major recession hitting us in the near future? Now, the cards had lots to say about the universal energies surrounding the economy right now, so let's get to it. First, though, just a quick reminder that this channel is for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. I'm a tarot reader and not a financial advisor or expert, so please consult a qualified and licensed professional before making any financial or investment decisions. Now, with this reading, I did my usual 3-card spread, which represents the recent past, the current situation, and the near future. I also pulled a couple of additional cards for clarity, and I included the card at the bottom of the deck in this reading as well. The bottom card, to me, represents market foundations, hidden influences, and hidden meanings. It can speak to underlying energies. Now, so with the spread, the first card, representing the recent past, I pulled the Hermit card in a reversed position. Now, the Hermit stands for introspection and isolation, loneliness, caution, transformation. Sometimes when it's reversed, it can mean reintegration and uncertainty. In the reversed Hermit card in the recent past suggests to me that in the current economic climate, fear of higher interest rates and a possible recession have prompted many investors to adopt a cautious and analytical approach to financial decisions. A wait-and-see approach has prevailed as investors sought to understand and navigate economic conditions. This card in the reverse position in the recent past indicates that this phase of isolation and introspection may be coming to an end. Investors may be feeling less fearful and more inclined to seek professional financial advice, potentially leading to different financial choices. The Hermit reversed here also hints at the possibility of a return to a more risk-tolerant market environment as investors gain confidence through increased knowledge and a deeper understanding of economic conditions. When this card appears reversed, it serves as a reminder that perhaps the time for introspection regarding financial matters is ending, and it encourages individuals to consider re-engaging with the markets. Now, let's see what the next card has to say. The second card I pulled represents the current situation, and it was the Four of Swords, again, in a reversed position. Now, the Four of Swords is a respite. It's taking a break from battle. It's putting your swords down and taking a break and taking a rest. And when it's reversed, it has an opposite meaning. It stands for like impatience and restlessness and resistance, burnout or stress. But it can also represent a recovery or an awakening or re-entering the world or a release from isolation, which is interesting when you consider the previous card, which was the Hermit reversed. These two seem to be connected in that regard. So, like I said, in an upright position, the Four of Swords indicates a period of rest and recuperation and rejuvenation. And in a reverse position, again, it can speak of stress and burnout and restlessness. In the current situation position, to me, this signifies a hawkish Federal Reserve. and the pressure it has put on the markets. And despite of that, and in spite of high interest rates and in spite of persistent inflation, markets aren't taking a break. They're continuing their upward climb. They're pushing forward, and investors are displaying unwavering resolve in their efforts to fight the Fed. The message of this card to me will gain more clarity by looking at the other cards in the spread, especially the next card, which is in the near future position. So this indicates what may be coming just ahead of us. Now, the third card, the near future, was the Ace of Wands upright. Aces are new beginnings, and wands are symbols of action and passion and fire. So this is a really good card to pull in the near future position. And like I said, aces denote fresh starts. And so I see new beginnings here, new projects, good fortune, success, again, passion, potential, and new ventures. In the context of this spread, the Ace of Wands heralds a period of positive momentum just ahead of us in the economy. Perhaps this card is suggesting that the Fed has been the beneficiary of some very good luck, and that the much desired soft landing may be just around the corner. In regards to the question asked, this card implies that fears of a major recession in the near term may be unwarranted, and that economic progress is on the horizon. The Ace of Wands suggests that a new chapter may be poised to begin shortly for both the economy and the markets. So that's really interesting. So when we take a look at these three cards in the three-card spread, overall, the message the cards seem to be sending is that the time of caution and introspection in the market might be coming to an end. Despite the volatility and uncertainty in the markets caused by sticky inflation and the Fed's aggressive interest rate hiking regime, the cards indicate that investors have not taken a break, and they've continued in their efforts to move the market upwards. These cards are sending the message that the economy is not hitting the pause button at this time, and that fears of a major recession in the near future anyway might be overblown. The Ace of Wands in the near future position signifies that a new and prosperous chapter may be just around the corner for the economy and the markets. Of course, anything is possible, and anything can happen when it comes to the stock market and the economy. We can only wait and see if the messages the cards are sending turn out to be the case. Now let's look at the other cards I pulled to see if we can get even more insight and clarification. So I pulled two clarity cards and for this reading, and the first one was the Emperor. Now the Emperor, he stands for, this is a great card, he stands for power and stability and authority and structure, protection and control, and he's also practical and focused and disciplined. So to me, this card symbolizes the U.S. Fed, the Federal Reserve. And considering the previous cards in this spread, to me, the Emperor here speaks to strong leadership and decisive action. He signifies the presence of a sturdy economic foundation, and that the current rate hiking regime is well managed. This card underscores the significance of meticulous planning and strategy. It might be a nod to the Fed's prudent and disciplined approach to policy decisions, which were aimed at trying to avoid the negative repercussions of a major recession. This card puts a fine point on the message that the Fed is doing its job well and is poised for success, particularly when considered with the other cards in this spread. Now, the second card I pulled is also a positive card, very optimistic, and it's the Knight of Wands. And again, wands are passion and action and energy. And the Knight of Wands is courageous and charming. He's enthusiastic. He can be rebellious and hot-tempered, but he's free-spirited. And sometimes he's hasty. But he's always adventurous and exciting and confident and brave. And he symbolizes finishing what you start. He indicates success, and he's a risk taker too. Again, it's a positive sign. This, to me, the Knight of Wands indicates an energetic and swift economic recovery. This card can sometimes signal substantial financial inflows. However, this card also carries a note of impatience and risk-taking, as I said. He might be suggesting that investors are growing impatient with current market conditions, possibly prompting a bullish surge in the near future. It may also serve as a reminder for investors to exercise restraint and to avoid impulsive decisions. As a clarity card within this spread, I interpret the Knight of Wands as suggesting that a new and energetic bull trend is in the cards, so to speak. Now, finally, the bottom card. And the bottom card to me symbolizes the foundation of the market, and it can speak to hidden influences and hidden meanings. And the card that was at the bottom of the deck was the Judgment card, reversed. And to me, the Judgment card speaks to decisions, and reverse speaks to inability to make decisions or having too many decisions. But it can also, the Judgment card reverse can also speak to self-doubt or a lack of self-awareness. Sometimes it can indicate a failure to learn lessons. It can speak to delays and obstacles. It can talk about stagnation or missed opportunities. But again, it's a card of decisions, and it can represent reverse difficult decisions or a fear of judgment. And here I interpret it to highlight, again, back to the Fed, the difficult policy decisions faced by the U.S. Fed and other central banks, for that matter, as they tackle the inflation problem we've been seeing for quite some time. So take the Emperor and the Judgment card reversed here. I think they're walking hand in hand. Again, this card might be pointing to the negative attitudes and a degree of doubt by some market participants towards the U.S. Fed and its policy decisions. There's been a lot of criticism over the last while from those in the finance world, some of those in the finance world, as to the competence of the Fed and the possible policy mistakes as well. Now, Judgment reversed, it might be also underscoring the lack of clarity regarding the Fed's trajectory, and a lack of clarity whether their messaging is hawkish or dovish, for instance. The Judgment card reverse may also speak to the indecision and fear of investors who are afraid of making the wrong financial decisions in this current climate, or maybe they're delaying any big moves in this current environment. Another message here may be that the foundation of the stock market today is due to decisions made in the finance world without the input of the public or government. You know, the rate hiking regime of the Fed for the last year and a half or so would be an example of this. The reality is that the current market slowdown has been carefully engineered, and there has been no swaying the policy decisions of the U.S. Federal Reserve. Now, viewed in conjunction with the other cards in this spread, particularly the reversed Hermit, the reversed Judgment card here suggests a possible shift towards a less cautious approach. Despite the Fed's restrictive policies and a prolonged period of doubt and uncertainty, the cards overall here indicate the potential for a stable upward market trend. The cards are suggesting that a major recession might be avoided and that Jerome Powell may achieve the coveted soft landing. So, will we see a major recession in the near future? It's certainly possible. However, this tarot spread is suggesting that we shouldn't expect one anytime soon. And with the Ace of Wands in the near future position, this spread is hinting at a fresh start for both the economy and the stock market. But only time will tell. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated. Thanks again, and see you next time.